So I'm here at Tracy's. It's the end of week 3, Monday afternoon. She's just weighed me and measured me. So let's have the figures, Tracy.
3.6 kilos.
Oh, that's my biggest weight loss yet, isn't it?
So that's 7.78 pounds.
Oh my God, I want to cry. That's incredible. That's in total this week.
Yes.
Oh my God, look. I feel emotional. Quick, get me a donut. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Oh, I need a tissue, I think.
I'll get you a tissue.
Oh, that's so exciting. Why would that have happened on week 3? Week 3, you normally slow down. Why would that have happened this week?
I don't know.
Obviously, I did less exercise in the middle, didn't I? That's probably what it is. I better give up the walking. Oh my God, so what's my total now? So my total weight loss now is...
And stuff like that. But you're saying that you've noticed that your ankles are a lot thinner now, and that could be down to fluid.
I am changing shape. I've got more of a sort of... I wouldn't go so far as to call it an hourglass, but it's less of a dumpling. Let's just put it like that. So I've lost over a stone then.
Yes, you have lost over a stone.
3 weeks. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yes, I'll have to get... So I did do a video to everybody saying, please, because your doggy wasn't very well, could you go out for a walk? Because
Yes,
that
and
was
I've
a
had
concern.
loads of invitations. In fact, I've got quite a few walking dates.
Good. So that was excellent, because that could have railroaded you.
It really could have done, actually, because I don't like going out without him. But he came out with me this morning and he was on a lead and he was a bit... We did have to go a bit slower because he did want to sniff and everything.
Well, you can pick him up and carry him.
But he was still out.
Shoulder presses with the dog.
He was still out with me and I was still out. So I felt quite good about that.
Good. So when you initially got the news about the dog, you there was a get-go, there was a go-to, wasn't there?
This was last week. Yeah, there was definitely a kind of like, oh, quick, pull into the petrol station and get some chocolate.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you did do the right things there. You did. Although it makes me sound like I was banging on about protein, but you got something. You had something that you knew was a better choice, and it was tasty.
Mackerel.
And yes, and it
Didn't quite. It's
probably
not quite
wouldn't quite
Cadbury's,
be, isn't it? It's not quite Cadbury's.
Cadbury's mackerel.
So that was good. The canapes.
That was an interesting one. Now, that was because Pete and Hattie were cleaning the car and they were outside the kitchen window in the front of our house. And I was going through the fridge, as I often do on a Sunday, and sort of doing some fridge management.
Because you hate waste, don't you?
Yes, and also because of the chef in me feels I have to use things up.
Yes.
And there were 2 fish cakes. Now, they were healthy fish cakes. I'd made them myself and they had no fat in them other than the fat that was naturally found in the butter and the cream. But I'd mashed the potatoes without any additional fat. And it was poached fish, and I had then egg and breadcrumb them. I had then put them through the oven, but then I had so I had 2 left over. I heated them up yesterday, chopped them into bits, and just served them to Pete sort of out the kitchen window, really, with some ketchup. And I'd also made some tomato feta and basil cocktail sticky things because I had some basil to use up, and I had about 8 cherry tomatoes. So I used that up that way, and that's something that I would do normally. But I was really pleased because I didn't hoover all that. I just thought, right, well, just regard this as lunch and just have a few little bits, which I did. And it's obviously worked because of the rapid weight loss this week.
So if you do that every week, what I'm hoping is that as your eating habits become more healthy, and the choices that you make, and then the meals that you give Hattie and Pete should... At the moment, you did have a separate meal, and sometimes you have a separate meal. But hopefully, down the road,
I do merge them. I do merge them a lot.
Yeah.
What I'll do is, for example, we had a roast lamb yesterday, so we had a really nice lean leg of lamb. I did roasted vegetables for me, and I did roast potatoes for the family, and I also did a cheese sauce so that they could have some on their broccoli. So that was the sort of, and I made them a gravy, obviously. That was my only sort of concession, really.
Yeah.
So
what I'm hoping is that the canapes that you will be making possibly later down the road are going to be healthier than if you went back 6 months.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. If that's what you like to do, I'm not going to say not do it, but hopefully the canapes will just generally become healthier because the options that you're giving and
Well,
changing
also because the
slightly
contents of the
calories.
fridge will be healthier, won't
Yes,
it? You know,
yeah.
if you've not got it, as I've learned, if I've not got it in my fridge, I can't eat it.
Yeah, cool. That's excellent. And I think just be careful of missing meals. You know, it is really handy to have. If you make a smoothie in the morning, just make double quantity and just pop it in the fridge, and it's there as an emergency backup. And then if you haven't used it, you could freeze it and have it. I don't know, bring it out as a little like a sort of a ice creamy type thing. If you get hungry one evening when you start to do that sort of like.
So going back then to the week, the night that I was craving some sugar.
Yes.
Was what I had, which was a fat-free yogurt with a bit of vanilla essence in it, some fresh strawberries, and a little sprinkling of well, probably even not even half a meringue nest sprinkled on the top.
Well, what size of the meringue nest?
Well, it was it was a packet one.
Okay.
So it was that sort of big.
Okay.
And then half of that.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of what you fancy is not going to kill you, and I'm a great believer that if you cut things out, completely cut food groups out, or cut out things that you enjoy, and you don't give yourself a little bit, you're denying yourself, and then when you come off your diet or you stop, you're more likely to go to it and have more of it than you would necessarily have. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but how do you find sugary foods now? Have you had it, did you find it very sweet? Well, has your taste buds, have they changed?
I don't think so. It's just, I didn't find them particularly, I wouldn't say I found, I mean, meringue is very sweet, isn't it? But it was completely counterbalanced by the sharpness and the sort of sourness of the yogurt, and the fat-free, colour-free, flavour-free, everything-free yogurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a really nice dessert. I wouldn't say... I didn't need much meringue, if I'm honest.
But that's good.
So I didn't have to go back and top it up because it was so sour or so sharp.
Yeah. I was just thinking that over a period of time, because you're not having so much sugar, and any sugars that you're having, which are come from the natural fruit and things, that over a period of time, if you're given something which is quite sugary, then you'll actually notice that it's quite sugary.
Well, it's interesting because you can change your taste buds quite dramatically, can't you? Because I gave up full sugar Coke about 20 years ago and moved to Diet Coke. And at first, Diet Coke tasted horrible. Then I got used to Diet Coke. Then about 15 years ago, I gave up Diet Coke altogether because it was revolting. Then when I did the Cambridge diet, if I have either Cokes now, I find them both repellent. When I did the Cambridge diet, I gave up milk in my tea and coffee, and I really struggled with that. It was horrible. But now it's my preference. If someone accidentally puts milk in my tea or coffee, I really won't drink it because I don't like the taste and the feeling in my mouth. So yeah, perhaps if I were to do this long term, absolutely, it will change.
Well, salt and sugar are both acquired tastes. You're not born with a preset to liking sugar or a preset to liking salt. So it is an acquired taste. And dare I say it, my daughter Katie, she has a little bit too much salt on her food. But she has, over the years, she's put a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And I mean, if I ate hers, but man, I wouldn't, I would find it really, I wouldn't like it. But and likewise, she would taste mine and say, "Oh, that's really bland." Yeah. But if they are acquired tastes, then, and you
can sort of train it back.
Yeah, definitely. So all in all, you've had an absolutely brilliant week.
I have. Now listen, you did a video this week about something called kefir.
Yes.
I want to try it. I haven't ever tried it. You want to tell me what it is, and I want to try it.
It is this here. So it's
kefir.
Kefir. It is a naturally fermented milk. So there is grains of kefir, and they are. It comes from the Himalayas, I believe, initially, and the local people used to keep it in a goat's or a sheepskin thing and keep it by the door and that. But it is a fermented milk, so it is incredibly good for you. So if you're lactose intolerant, one of my clients is lactose intolerant, so you'd think that she wouldn't be able to have that, but it's absolutely fine, because the kefir, as they remove the lactose from the milk as it ferments.
Right, I've got to be honest now. When I was smelling that with my professional nose, that smells of UPVC glue.
Does it? Let me have a. Yes, I am with you there. Yes.
I'm sure you got the right cup.
Yes. But it is going to be a slightly sour milk taste. These Actimel that you buy, just hasn't got the sugar that you would get in Actimel, although it's a completely different thing.
That is really tart.
The longer you leave it, the tartar it gets and the stronger the flavour. But when it's fresh, that's been in the fridge for a day and a bit now.
So it's almost like a lemon yoghurt with no sugar, isn't it? That's what it tastes like to me.
So I have that in my smoothies. No, you don't. When you have that in your smoothies, when you've got fruit and stuff, you don't know it's there.
So it's a probiotic that will help with your bowel and your gut.
Yes, yeah. It creates a healthy gut. It's all good for you.
Okay. And if you've got a healthy gut, then you have better absorption, don't you, of the nutrients that you're taking?
Yes, you do. Yes, yeah. Well, they call your stomach your second brain. If your stomach's unhealthy or not or unwell, you feel unwell.
I must admit, being on a diet and being more ordered, I've noticed two things. Not other than the physical things, obviously, but I've noticed two things about me. My thinking is much clearer, and my organisation skills are much better. So around the house, I've done all sorts of odds and sods and jobs and things like that I would have, as I said before, sort of let pile up and then do. But there's no sort of brain fug. So perhaps all these nutrients that I'm taking in, and no sugar, not much starch, not much carbohydrate. Maybe that's giving me a sort of clearer.
I think if you've been analysing and taking little blood samples of your bloods to see how much sugar is in your blood, I think you'd find, like they do with diabetics, I think you would find that your blood sugar levels have levelled out, that you're not experiencing highs and lows so much anymore. Which is a good thing, which is really good, because if you don't have enough, if you have too much sugar and then your insulin really catches up, and then your blood sugar level goes down, then you feel really tired and lethargic, and then you can lose your as you're saying, you get brain bugs. So that's what I think's happening, and your energy levels have.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So all good. What a brilliant week! I'm really chuffed with that. Really chuffed with that. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.